Welcome back to Super Saturday, April 27. Real Talk, Health Talk with your host, Joseph Brownlee. Welcome back to the show on this Saturday conversation about health and getting back in health and my health updates. Okay. Thank God for waking me up this morning to see another blessed day. This is my weekend off. I'm off every weekend, Saturday and Sundays. I work 5 days a week. And this is my time to just chill and be alone, away from a lot of people, a lot of kids and stuff like that, because you need that. I know I do, you know. So this is usually my chill day. It's going to be probably close to 80 today in Chicago, Illinois, which is now 2:01 a.m. in Chicago, Illinois area. Welcome, hey. Maybe I'm going to take a walk or just go to the zoo or just do something to get my exercise in today. We will see. You know me, I'm off the cuff person. I just don't know what I'm going to do today, but I'm going to get out of the house, Lord's willing, but I don't know when. But anyway, I'm not here to talk about that. I want to talk about this program. And if you just read or listened to my last podcast, you will see where I was going as far as the changes in my life, the close to 180 turn, that I'm doing. I'm trying to make it a full 360 turn of the way I feel about my health. Something totally different or something I really never really done this far focus in my life since I've been on the Atkins diet. And many people that know about the Atkins diet. So I'm changing my life. I'm trying to change my life, because of the phases that I talk about. Become spiritually stronger in the Lord, and in His Word, spiritually, then physically, financially, and then mentally. Now, the ones that's getting stronger so far is spiritually, physically, and mentally. I still need a little more work on financially, not as a job, but as a business. So that one is kind of lackadaisical right now, but it's okay. I still would like to be much financially better off then, because I have plans of taking future trips. It's mainly in Spain in the future, Lord's willing. But the spiritual and the physical has been doing good, and also the mentally has been good. Less struggles mentally and everything. And wow, let's what I'm focusing on now on Saturdays is the physical in my life and everything like that. Now, let me digress. I left off on the last show, letting you guys know that I'm going to be training, if you can say it that way. It's a lot of free courses out there. You can do the same thing. I don't have to, but it's also pretty reasonable, cheap courses too. There's so much information out there. There's no reason why we cannot educate ourselves and get more skills. And that's something I lack a lot of. It's a lot of skills. And now I'm getting a lot of skills and education when it comes to health, when it comes to the physical and stuff like that. And that can help me in the long run, independently, even financially, stuff like that. Because the more skill, especially today, we need to get stronger in skills and educating ourselves. But what I'm particularly talking about now is educating myself more while all this information is out there, some free and some you pay for, but it's worth it, is health. And my big interest now is natural healing, natural God-gifted healing. Now, why do I say that? God-gifted, because a lot of stuff that's going on in people's lives, not only or the so-called carnivore diet, but even on some vegetarian and vegan diets. You pick your own diets that is used by resources that was created by our Creator, God the Father, God the Son. And, and I have been often saying in the past videos that God left the resources down here on earth for us to be self-healing ourselves. See, basically, we don't. When you understand the reasons for the signs and the miraculous healings in the Bible times and Jesus times for Israel predominantly, you will understand why they're not for today. They just wasn't, Jesus wasn't going around healing everybody in the world because they were sick. Once you understand that there was a reason why he was doing healings and raising the dead and healing the blind and stuff like that, that was for a picture of the way the millennium kingdom for Israel will be. There will be no blind. There will be no lame. There will be no sick. There will not be none of that stuff in the kingdom. So this was just a foretaste that he was doing for Israel, showing that he was their Messiah and he was their king, and how the millennium kingdom, the 1,000-year millennium king and after will be. See, and once believers understand that, and most of them will not, but that's on them, they don't stand their ignorance. Understand what was the purpose of healing. Why did Jesus heal? Where did the signs and wonders? Let's stick to healing. Not the signs and wonders, but let's just stick to the healing. When people got healed, 99% of them was Jews, was Israel. Did you ever try to figure that out in the Bible? Probably not. Was from Israel. They was Jews, the native Jews. Because healing, and stuff like that, and raising from the dead was performed through the Jews, okay, for a reason. See, all this was leading to the reason being Jesus came doing, when you ask a question, why did Jesus come doing healing the sick and raising the dead and stuff like that? Why did he come anyway doing that? I just said that because first to prove that he was the king and Messiah, which was prophesied by Isaiah, besides his teachings, what Jesus will be doing for the Israel's king and their Messiah, which they have been waiting for thousands of years, that he will come doing signs and wonders and healings and miracles and stuff like that for Israel. It was only a few exceptions of Gentiles, but it's predominantly Israel. Okay? Predominantly Israel. And that's just, and the reason being because he was showing that he was their Messiah, and that will be the format in the millennium kingdom. There will not be no sick. There will not be no blind. There will not be no ailments, anything like that. So that's just a picture he was letting them know, getting them prepared for this kingdom, for Israel. Okay, now with that, we're seeing for the believers that's listening to me, and for anyone that's listening to me that don't understand why Jesus came doing the signs, this healings and stuff like that, which is not going on today. That many churches falsely teach, and some out of ignorance, And I'm not going to get into that, and stuff like that, but I just want you to understand, okay? And that was predominantly for Israel, the Jews, to get to prepare for the kingdom, because they're going to have a perfect kingdom where there will not be no sickness or lame and stuff like that, okay? So you know the purpose why Jesus came doing that, and why he only done it to Jews, and to the Jews in Israel. A few exceptions of Gentiles throughout the Bible, but predominantly Jews. Over 98% was Israel, But my Jews. Okay, now why is I'm saying this? Because even though there's no healing and healing and miracles, far as healing bodies and raising the dead today, does not mean. Now I'm not talking about the raising the dead, but it does not mean that God did not leave natural resources here on the earth before it was contaminated by man on the earth to be healed. So there is natural remedies that was left on earth by our Heavenly Father for us to naturally heal our bodies. God's intention was never for us to be healed by medicines and different type of junk that they get in aspirins and stuff like that, which most of them is made from the plants that God made and left on earth anyway for us to heal naturally, because the main purpose of the leaves was us to learn how to heal naturally. That's why you go to a lot of you hear about a lot of international or a lot of foreign countries that you still use the natural remedies, not pills, They don't have a lot of big pharma stuff. They use natural medicines. The natural medicine is the plant. Let me say this again. The natural medicines are the plants and the meats. Those are our natural plants. Both of them, meats, plants, and fruits. Now you have many doctors against plants and against fruits and stuff like that. And then you have some veggies against vegetables. They all are confused. Because when you look at it in a creationist aspect, all of them was good. Meat, vegetables, and fruits created by God. But after the curse, a lot of the stuff was contaminated, especially the vegetables and the fruit, by Satan and by man. That's why I'm not anti-vegetables and I'm not anti-fruit. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you go to other countries, I'm not talking about here in America. America's somewhat tore from the floor up. But you go to a lot of countries, and I'm not saying these countries are 100%, maybe 60-something to 70% better than America. Their vegetables are still somewhat better, and their fruits are somewhat better, which you can eat. That's why I'm not anti this. And I know it's you cannot eat every plant, of course not. Probably the majority of them. But there's certain plants and a lot of fruits that you can eat. The problem was they've been contaminated so bad, and once we start eating a lot of ultra-processed apples, an apple is good. Apple slices is good. Apple sauce is pretty decent if they ain't putting a lot of added sugars in it. An apple pie is never good. Even though it tastes better than all of the other three. It's never good because of the added sugar and the fructose and the carbohydrates. You understand what I'm saying? So when people say, oh, here's apple juice, that's not the same as a natural apple. You understand what I'm saying? Because of all the other stuff, and mainly the stuff besides the sugar that you cannot name. That's the problem. So people say, oh, apple juice is good for you. No, the apple juice is not good for you. That's ultra-processed apple fake stuff. The apple is good. A natural apple that's grew right in the right soil is good, but apple juice is never good. Especially when you consume it too much, it's full of sugar. You know, same with honey and everything. Because something says tea, this is herbal tea added with honey. Look at all the other stuff added with it. Most honey, natural raw honey, is pretty good. See, if you buy it in its natural state, you know, from the beehive. You see what my point is. But because of all the ultra-processed food we have been eating, it affected our microbiome in our stomach. It affected our gut and everything. And the inflammation started in our bodies. And we can't even hardly consume some of the good stuff because all the other garbage and the parasites we have in our bodies now. Now, I'm not saying this as a dietitian or a clinician. I'm just saying this is what I'm learning. This is what I am learning now. So, my flip side of the way I look at food now is very different. And I'm excited because I'm learning so much. And this is a lot of free information that's out there. You know, a lot of free information that's out there. God left stuff, plants, meat, and fruits for us to consume and enjoy for our human body. We're not going to need it for our supernatural bodies, but for on here on earth in our human bodies. But we have been hoodwinked and bamboozled by, you know, Big Pharma, the Food and Drug Administration, the Heart Association, all these conglomerates, billionaires out there that's making all this ultra-processed frankenfood and calling it good nutritional stuff on the boxes. Why would you look at a box and you see all that stuff we cannot even pronounce? And I like to say, if you can't pronounce it, that means it's no good. Why would you need all that in cereal? Why would you need all that in bread? Why would you need all that in apple juice? All that crazy stuff. See, that's what I want to talk about and why I'm more holistic and metabolic the way I think now in terms of eating, and this benefiting me big time. Until next time, Real Talk Health Talk with Joseph Brownlee. Peace out.